Yes, folks, hello, welcome once again to Monetary Games and Collectibles. I'm Chris, this is my channel, absolute pleasure to have you with me here. And it's time for more G.I. Joe Classified Series news here on the channel, my main line at this moment in time. And this is the place where you can get some of the news, some of the time, when I can fit it in, but at least it's all in one place. And New York Toy Fair took place, and we had an absolute bombardment of reveals and news for G.I. Joe Classified Series from the Hasbro display stand at the Toy Fair yesterday. Most of it spurting out across the internet while I was getting my beauty sleep, my 40 winks, making me as handsome as I am, obviously. So I've been rooting around, trying to gather it all up. There's been so much. It's been a really tough video to put together and structure, but I'm ready to go now. So let's take a look at what we're seeing at the New York Toy Fair on the G.I. Joe Classified Series front and talk about it, shall we? The flavoured commentary. That was just for you, Mark. And first things first, folks, the sources. These are my sources. I've gathered up all the various pieces of information and pictures and whatnot that I'm using in this video today from the Full Force podcast, from Pixel Dan's video, and from Praeturnia.com. All three of whom were there at the New York Toy Fair and were the sort of main driving place, the main driving force for all the pictures and whatnot that was put out there. So links to the videos and the Praeturnia article will be in the description down below, and I'd highly recommend that you go check those out. And I'm going to kick things off here with the mainline wave. 5 figures in total, 4 of which we'd seen up to this point, but 1 brand new reveal that was given to us at the New York Toy Fair. So we'd already seen the digital render Airtight, we'd already seen the digital render Hydro Viper, we'd already seen Overkill. Dawn Morena was revealed at the Larry Hama signing event at Midtown Comics, but now in the full 5-figure wave, we have the new character, the silhouetted character that was teased to us a little while ago, in Sundown. And here he is. Sundown is his name, a fresh new creation, a brand new character for G.I. Joe Classified. As you can see here, got this kind of Wild West cowboy kind of theme going on. He's a Mexican of Mexican origin. That's his nationality. He's a bounty hunter. In fact, some cheeky little backstory stuff that Lenny was dropping into the interviews with Pixel Dan and Chris over at the Full Force podcast was that he's got a brother who's a politician who's been kidnapped, and he's headhunting, he's bounty hunting headman who's kidnapped his brother. Take from that what you will. Chris asked him, is it a name drop? And he was like, no, a law drop. But those of us who follow Lenny's interviews regularly know he likes to drop little things in, you know, little nudge, nudge, wink, wink types things. So take from that what you will. He does look a little bit busy to me. Sometimes I'm turned off when a character's like super busy with all this stuff going on. This isn't too bad. It adds up. It makes sense, the busyness with the bullet belts and the 6-shooter holsters and stuff. So it kind of works, but certainly all that kind of South American, that Mayan influence stuff in the poncho design. You'll see a picture coming around in a minute with the Mayan iconography across the back. His jaguar tattoo and such like, and he's got a neck tattoo as well and stuff, like just to give it depth and give the character even more personality and kind of more connection to his ethnic origin and his kind of backstory stuff. I'm really into the idea of new characters in G.I. Joe Classified Series. I've mentioned this before. When they get it right, they get it really right. And this is one of those examples where it's just kind of not like a cheap repaint of an original figure and it's a new character. This is a new character, which is really, really encouraging and really, really exciting. And 8-year-old Chris, I was saying this on the Frontline Discord before to my Joe Bros, like that childhood whimsy of, oh, look at this, there's a cowboy now in my G.I. Joe Classified Series line. That whole kind of shoots me back down through the time tunnel to the day 8-year-old Chris sitting on the living room rug, you know, just mixing and matching all my 3 3/4 figures, not caring what original line or IP it came from. And now I've got a cowboy, you know, to play around with, which I really, really love. I find very, very exciting indeed. He comes with his 2 6-shooters. He's got his tomahawk, the hat, and hairpiece are swappable. The poncho's removable. He's got a knife dagger thing as well. So there's plenty going on. The accessories are a little bit light, but I suspect that's because, you know, they're considering things like the poncho and the hat accessories as well. And as regulars around these parts know, I'm always a big fan of a splash of colour, and that lovely blue poncho back there with the Mayan designs in it with the kind of bone white trimming around the edges. Just I just love it when there's a little splash of colour, especially on the G.I. Joe classified series, the G.I. Joe side of the shelf. So there you go. There's Sundown. Share your thoughts in the comments down below. But as you probably gathered, I'm into it. I'm into a new character, and I'm certainly into a new cowboy character for sure. But that completes the 5-figure wave. Airtight was full in-hand revealed, proper promo photos provided. Here he is. You can see him helmetless as well with the old classic Airtight Widow's Peak that everybody remembers from the cartoon. Got the Hydro Viper shown off as well, again in full 3-dimensional 6-inch plastic form with the full promo photos as well. Looking good, looking really, really interesting. That purple's purple and red, love it. The mask, though, I think the mask is killing it. Although Lenny did say in one of the 2 interviews that I watched that the helmeted head is a head swap. It's not a removable head. A removable helmet, sorry. It's a full-on head swap. Got the full reveal of Overkill. We can see the removable faceplate showing the cyborg face underneath, showing that they're kind of leaning into the, what was the name of the Saw Viper? But they're leaning into the cyborginess of the character. And then in the cabinet display, or on the little shelving display, we could see that those were in fact hinges. Many people speculated this to be the case, to open up the chest for a little shooty laser gun, doing it Austin Powers, Fembot style. And so with Dawn Moreno's full reveal taking place at the Larry Hama signing event, we've seen all 5 of the mainline wave, and the G.I. Joe social media account said that these are going up for pre-order this coming Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, which is, incidentally, the same time that they said the Cobra La Royal Guard, the Deluxe Royal Guard's going up for sale as well. So put the date in your diaries, folks. Got some other figure reveals that we have seen only as digital renders so far. So the Taurus and Red Dog 2-pack here. There's the official promo picky with the figures in it. Here they are in packaging. There's the artwork on the back at the slaughterhouse. And then here's the reveals that were, on the shelf display. I think these are the Praeternia photos. The main thing that stands out to me, I mentioned when we looked at the digital renders, I was a little bit concerned about Taurus's weaponry looking a bit plasticky, like the slice and dice stuff that we got. And the sad truth is that that is the case. And this isn't the only reveal where I was a bit worried about things looking a bit too plasticky, where they have turned out to be a bit too plasticky. Let's talk about that. Yes, folks, Zanya on the Swamp Skier was also there in full plastic 6-inch 3-dimensional real form at the New York Toy Fair on the Swamp Skier. A couple of interesting things of note. Lenny mentioned that the front and under the seat open up into a kind of storage compartment area, which I thought was interesting and useful. However, my concerns that maybe the Swamp Skier the vehicle itself was going to look a little plasticky, a little bit too toyetic, seems to be the case. And looking at it in the video walkthroughs from Pixel Dan and the Full Force and at the photos on Praeternia, yeah, it's definitely got... I was worried about all that kind of engine parts, those plasticky engine parts not looking right, and they do. So customizers will be able to maybe do something, but folks who aren't so crafty like me may have to settle for a bit of a plasticky looking Swamp Skier. I love that artwork on the box there with the... with a monkey wrench just having a little bit of a collision accident in the background there. Love it. No word on pre-order dates for Zanya and Taurus and Red Dog. However, again, the G.I. Joe official socials said keep an eye on the socials over the next couple of weeks for more pre-order information. Ninja Force Zartan was also on display at the Toy Fair. Interestingly enough, we've already started to see some Ninja Force Zartan stuff obviously leak out because we had the eBay sales of Ninja Force Zartan from wherever that was, over in Taiwan or something. But now people are starting getting them in hand, so we started to see the in-hand photos floating around on the socials. But the official images, are there and have been released. And he looks great. The more I look at this character and the more I see stuff like this, I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm liking the look of this one. I was a bit like that as to whether I wanted another Zartan in my collection, but I think I do now. I think I do. Looking wonderful, though. Looking like a wide range of possibility in terms of having some nice display and posing and photography fun with this character. The G.I. Joe socials, the official socials, was a little bit unclear. I think he's going on pre-order on Tuesday as well through Target. It said Target in limited quantities at 1 p.m, but it didn't say the date. So I don't know if that means 1 p.m. today or whether that means 1 p.m. on the same day as it was talking about the mainline wave. As a time of recording, we'll find out in a couple of hours. But yes, this guy. But this is looking really, really fantastic. And, I'm not going to labour the point. I've already spoken about it a few times now, but looking really good in those promo photos. And then check these guys out. The next Legacy, the Legacy Collection figure has arrived, and it's the Legacy Special Forces. And here you can see 2 of them decked out in some of the the various kind of customizable designs that you can do with all the various stuff that's included. We've seen promo photos of these knocking around as well. I think I got these off the G.I. Joe official webpage too. So you can see all the various different kind of combinations that you can put them in. The skull face painted and then the skull handkerchief look, I think, is what's going to catch most people's eyes. The vest appears to have the customizable kind of pop stud around the side there, which is interesting to me. But he's got the dog tags and a variety of different things. Obviously, a Frankenstein of all sorts of different parts that they gathered up from kind of more classic looking toy soldier G.I. Joes. I mean, with a wealth of gear, wealth of weaponry, all fine, all good. I have to admit, I'm a little on the fence on this one. I think it's unlikely that I'll be picking this guy up. I think it's a bit too Frankenstein together from all these different various sources of figures that we already have in the line. As regulars around these parts know, I'm much more into the kind of sci-fi, fantasy, boys' toy, 80s stuff around G.I. Joe. And so the more traditional toy soldiers don't always get my juices flowing. But also, in addition to that, I think we're already quite well serviced in this kind of style and design between the likes of Valaverse and the Operation Monster Force stuff. We've already sort of got things for our playtime, in our toy box that allows us to do this. And I think maybe it's just a little bit too late. Like, it's kind of not that gap I've already filled in my collection for if I wanted something a bit more traditional soldier guy with a beret, so I could do like a Palatoy style skip or something, which I did with my Monster Force figure. However, that said, I can certainly see the appeal of this to a section of the fan base there. So it's certainly got its place. It's just not for me. I'm on the fence a little bit, but I'd invite you to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, check this guy out. They had the Classified Series Night Creeper Dinotastic edition on display, and we've seen the official promo photos of this coming through as well. Now, this guy is a little bittersweet for me. My opinion on this is interesting, because you might think, well, this will appeal to Chris. He loves all that crazy, balmy, wacky stuff. He loves it when they've got Cthulhu heads and weird occult things going on and supernatural shit. That's his whole bag. And you wouldn't be wrong. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like I want more of the Dinotastic kind of storyline, this idea of crystal ball with his mysterious hallucinating gases and stuff, creating these weird creatures, for Joe to fight. I want more of that, but I just feel a little disappointed that it's kind of just a Night Creeper ninja. I don't know. I'm not sure it's switching me on, which might surprise a few of the regulars around these parts. I mean, there's stuff to like. As folks will know, I'm a big fan of that head sculpt. I loved it on Crystal Ball. I don't know if it's cheapened a little bit by getting reused this way with a Night Creeper figure, but that is what it is. And you can see he's got these kind of reptilian, kind of serpentine arms in the sort of the green glowing hallucination, and all his weapons are in the green glowing stuff. The color scheme's interesting in the black and gray. There's a lot to like. I just don't know if I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. It's just not switched me on, which you might think something like this would. So yeah, there you go. Interesting. I have to admit though, when you see a promo photo like this, it does. It's always the same, isn't it? It's always the same. I'm like, I don't know. See a promo photo. All right, I'm getting it. But I don't know. I mean, I'm reaching the point where budgetary choices, kind of enter into the narrative as well. So you have to skip a few things along the way, don't you, in order to manage the finances. But yeah, I don't know. It's a bit bittersweet. I don't know what I would have wanted in the Dinotastic space, where that kind of crystal ball Dinotastic army thing is explored further. I'm not sure what I would have wanted. I tell you what, did cross my mind though. Skybound have got a crystal ball coming along in the new Skybound continuity. So some of the covers actually look great for around issue 22, I think it is off the top of my head. And I did wonder if this was a little bit of a tie-in, maybe, because it's clear from the covers that we've seen, the preview covers, that the Diatech thing is going to be a part of the narrative in the Skybound continuity. So I don't know whether we're going to be seeing these Night Creepers turn up as well in that storyline, which I'm all for. I'm all for that kind of cross-promotion point. I think that's something that they should be exploring more with G.I. Joe Classified, just to really kind of bring in some more of the casuals, who might be reading the comic book for the first time on the Skybound stuff. So anyway, there you go. Night Creeper Diatech. Then we had a vehicle 2-pack on display. So it's like a Snake Eyes on a ATV kind of thing, and then what they're calling the Stealth Viper and the Stealth Trouble Bubble. All redeco stuff, completely redeco stuff. In fact, that's the older Snake Eyes book there, in the kind of green colour scheme there, and with the military colour ATV, and then the Night Creeper in the kind of the sort of, the stealth colours, black and red, which they're calling the Stealth Viper, by the way, which is basically just a standard Viper in black and red as well. Looks fine. It's not for me, this at all. As many will know, I limit my kind of vehicle purchases, even the smaller vehicle purchases, as a result of kind of space and display kind of issues and concerns, but the level of repaint reuse situation with this is just not enough to turn me on. I think some folks, I can see the appeal of wanting to pick up this set because of the ATV. I can see that being something of interest, but I'm not sure a green Snake Eyes is the way to go. I think we've all got a Snake Eyes at this point now that we're happy with, or relatively happy with, I should say. The black and red colour scheme on the Trouble Bubble is fun. I think that Night Viper, that Stealth Viper, if we get a proper look at it, might look really cool in the red and black colour scheme as well. But I'm thinking of the price tag as well. A vehicle 2-pack with 2 mini vehicles and 2 characters. I just think the bill comes too high for what you're getting on that one. It's not for me at all. I'll tell you what is for me, though, folks. This fucking thing. Look at this. So this is another fresh new creation, although I would assume it's a little bit of a nod to the that old Dino Hunters set from back in the day. So what we got on screen right now, I think this was Pixel Dan's picture, is a Paleo Viper with the Deinonychus, I don't know how to pronounce it, attack dinosaur. Lenny describes it as like, Dr. Mindbender doing his genetic tomfoolery again and creating these kind of dinosaur creatures. This is, of course, what the tease was, the black and white tease. The harness there is the dinosaur harness. So you got this Paleo Viper head, but the actual set is called Professor Rottclaw, because the other head, as you can see there, is this kind of crazy, sort of wild, looks like that dude from Mad Max, doesn't it? This crazy, wild kind of dinosaur wrangler character called Professor Rottclaw. Here he is on display at the New York Toy Fair there. You can see he's got the arm piece with the big dinosaur bone claw on it. He's got his wrangling whip, really awesome. That's the official promo photo. This is where you can see that metallic headpiece for the dinosaur as well, with the horn on it, but also got the cobra symbol printed on the side there, as if anyone was in any doubt. Got his little revolver too, and yeah, this is just brilliant. I'm that guy, folks. I know there's a lot out there who are just like, what, a dinosaur? What are you doing? What are you messing at? But I'm that guy. I'm all for this. Again, like a cowboy, I've now got a dinosaur. It just appeals to that nostalgic 8 to 10-year-old Chris who used to just mix and match and play with his toys just however I saw fit. And I'm all about the weird and balmy stuff. I'm all about this kind of pop culture, 80s style pop culture kind of mashup thing. It really appeals to me. I'm the guy. It's me. I've seen out and about on the socials a few folks going like, what? Really? Who wants this? Who asked for this? Me. I asked for it. I'm the guy. I think this is a tremendous set. I'm very excited by this, and I will be queuing up to pre-order this bad boy as well. No pre-order information for the 2-pack. No pre-order information for this that I've seen anyway, around and about at this moment in time. So again, keep your eye out on the relevant socials for updates. I mean, look at him. How, even if you were just like, die hard, give me the military stuff, how could you not like just pause for a moment and look at that and remember yourself being a child and going, oh yeah, the dinosaur wrangler. It's like G.I. Joe plus Star Wars plus Jurassic Park. Just all mashed. Oh, I love it. I really love it. And there we are then, folks. I think I've covered it all. Checks notes. For all I know, while I'm recording right now, there's probably more information or more news or some further promo pictures that have made their way out or whatever. So again, I'd encourage you to follow Chris over at the Full Force Podcast. Make sure you're on the G.I. Joe and Hasbro Pulse socials. And just generally get out there to stay on top of the latest information. This is a double-hander, actually. I'm planning on doing another video because I've got some additional thoughts. This was kind of sharing the releases, but I've got some additional thoughts around kind of the G.I. Joe classified line, sort of State of the Union type stuff at the minute. So keep an eye out for that coming down the pipeline in the next couple of days. But in the meantime, I'll invite you to the comments down below. Share your thoughts. What did you think of the reveals? Are you a wacky, balmy, sci-fi, fantasy, occult dude like me who loves their G.I. Joe getting off the wall? Or is this your off-road point? Is this your exit ramp? That kind of thing. What's your favourite? What stands out? What are you most excited about? What are you least excited about? All that kind of good stuff. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you with me here. Please come around again for another video sometime soon. And all that remains to say is, have yourself a great day. All right? Take it easy, folks.